What was your favorite moment in your entire LP career?
Honestly, just getting to see what kinds of people the viewers are at conventions and being able to go out there and do that. I get people that online that do complain sometimes being like, oh, come on, you're not updating because you're going to a convention. You should stop going to so many. But it's a very enjoyable part of the experience, and one that is is a very important thing to do, is to go to these things so you can see what kinds of people the viewers are and maybe find out who the person behind this username is that you've seen all this time. And I feel like it's another layer of things that is something I wouldn't give up for the world.
So moving on, getting sick is a part of life, and it could cause some minor disruptions to someone with a daily upload schedule like yours. But back in, I think, 2014, you came down with something that caused you to stop uploading videos for like 2 months. What happened?
It was that I had gone to Comic-Con to do a Throne Controller show. On the second day of this trip, my ear started hurting. And after coming home, it would just not stop hurting. It was getting worse. I was thirsty all the time. Through some bad luck, this hit on, I was switching insurance companies at the time, and this hit on the second day out of 16 that I was going to be uninsured during the switch.
Wow.
So because it wasn't getting better, I had to go to the ER, pay out of pocket, and I didn't have a primary care physician that I could go see about this. I got some bad medical advice from the ER doctor that I saw, which led to it becoming worse. It was that I had an ear infection that was able to get so bad that it became an upper respiratory infection.
Oh, wow.
And I just felt drained of my energy all the time. I was sleeping like 16 hours a day. By the time I could get good medical help on this whole thing, I had to be put on really powerful antibiotics that I had to take steroids to cancel them out so that I wouldn't feel like I was dying.
Jesus.
So I had to do that, and it was just a combination of a lot of really bad things hitting at the same time, and the illness being made worse through some bad medical advice.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, so that was what happened. It was that, I don't know how this happened though, but it was that the doctor that I saw thought that I had a bacterial infection when it was actually a viral infection, so the things they prescribed to me weren't helping, and because I was going longer and longer without treatment, infections grow.
Of course.
So that was
as is their want.
That was going on. When I finally found some good medical advice, yeah, I spent about 2 months recovering, but I got there.
So how did you feel with the inability to keep uploading or do videos?
I'll admit that I had a very short temper, and I was frequently very angry feeling. I'm willing to bet it was probably the medicine talking more than me.
Yeah, probably.
Because I did feel really bad about just how I'd been after that point. But yeah, it was overall a very unpleasant experience that I'm hoping I won't have to go through again. It was definitely the sickest I had ever been in my life, though, because I've been lucky. I've never broken a bone. I've never had an allergic reaction to anything. It was the first time where I had to spend any lengthy period of time in a hospital, even.
Oh, wow.
So I was very lucky in that way. And after going through things like that and even having to get procedures done with it, because I had some things about my, from taking strong medicine for that long, I had some digestive issues. And I had to have a procedure done to fix that after the fact, so I was still recovering from this even after the infection was gone.
Yeah.
As somebody who went through a procedure and went through strong medicine and having to take steroids to cancel it out, I have the utmost respect for people that spend a lot of time in the hospital and make it through much more serious illnesses, because I can tell you that just doing that for 2 months was really, really difficult, and I have the utmost respect for people who come out on the other side of much longer ordeals with really serious ailments.
Yeah, that definitely. I can't even imagine, begin to imagine how something like that would be, even for 2 months.
Yeah, I've known people that they've had to have series of surgeries done over the course of years where they need to have something replaced, but they can only replace it in sections without it being, so it's not too invasive. So they have to have, say, 1/16 of this thing replaced. Then they spend 3 weeks in recovery, and then once they recover, they're back in for more surgery, and then they just do this 16 times until the entire thing is replaced. So, yeah, I have the utmost respect for those people, and it was a really eye-opening experience to that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, imagine as much as I can. 2 months, that's a long time. Were you worried at all about how this might impact your channel?
I'll admit that was a really big worry because YouTube, a lot of people say YouTube doesn't give sick days, and if you don't update for a long period of time, there are people that lose interest. I think I was very fortunate in that upon coming back, there wasn't a big loss of interest, and a lot of people just wanted to see Xenoblade continue.
Yeah.
So I can definitely thank my viewers for that, for there not being a huge decrease in interest, because I thought when I came back, I was going to come back and I'd be getting half the day one views that I was back before that happened, but it luckily wasn't the case.
Is there any sort of thing that you would want to say about like this time in your life, maybe a message to fans or friends?
I think I said it all that I could.
Okay.
Just really thank you for everything that was said and everything that, how everything was able to continue as it was when I got back. Views certainly aren't the only concern that I have when making videos, because I've historically always done what I want and what I think is best. But it certainly was a worry that coming back from that there just simply wouldn't be that same interest that there was in the Xenoblade videos when I started doing them.